Welcome Transformer fans, my name is Composite Enerjoe and today I'll be bringing you my review of the Transformers The Last Knight Deluxe Class Hot Rod. More specifically, this is the Walmart exclusive Autobots Unite Deluxe Class Hot Rod. And here he is in his alt mode, which is a, what's it called? A Lamborghini Centenario. And here he is, and first thing I have to say is that this is a very, very well executed alt mode because this looks identical to the real world car. This practically looks like a model. Like if it wasn't for the hole that you can see through the windows and see some internals of like the internal parts of the robot, this would pass off as a model of the thing. It's also very nicely detailed. Even down to the front of the car having a very small, but clearly noticeable Lamborghini logo. Very nice. Very nice. I think they even painted the headlights a different color. Yeah, they added like a little orange line there for the headlights. Didn't notice that until now. Very nicely detailed, very, very well executed alt mode. And that's really it. It's a very nice car, and it as you can see also rolls very well, so the wheels are functional. And that's pretty much it. I guess the only other thing I really have to say is that I personally am not a really big fan of these exotic cars, like Lamborghinis, Ferraris, and those kinds of things. I much prefer bigger and bulkier cars, because I always found these cars to be way too flat and low to the ground that it feels like no one can really fit in here. Like, it feels like it should be it seems very uncomfortable to me. But that's just a personal thought. And other than that, it's a very, very well done alt mode. That's it. It's a very nice car mode. So, with that out of the way, let's get on with transformation. So, first thing we do is that we come in here to this front tire. And we separate it there. Over here. Hey, come on. There we go. Separate it there. Separate and out. Then we come up here, bust out and fold out. Oh, also, I'm gonna mention it now. While transforming him, and this is gonna be very noticeable in the robot mode, it's going to look vaguely familiar, and hopefully you'll realize what they decided to retool this from when I get to his robot mode. So yeah, the transformation is going to look a bit familiar. It is different in a lot of parts, but it's just going to look familiar. You'll see. So then you come over here and pop this up. It's not too complicated. Pop this up. Then come in here and bring this whole thing down. Then let me lift them up a bit. Lift up my camera. Okay, we have it there. Then you separate this. Forward and fold foot out, forward and fold foot out. And then what was the next thing? Pop this out even more. And then you bring these out. What was the next thing? Oh yeah. You pop this open. You come down here. Fold. Oh, you gotta turn this whole thing out, rotate his head, bring this assembly down. Oh, before that, you have to separate this, fold it up like so. Then while bringing this assembly down, you bend at this hinge and have this connect into here. There's like several parts where you can do this. Oh, and before that, yeah, you bring it in so. And then there's like these little pieces here. I don't know if you can see them right here that you fold in. You fold them in and fold them in. It's supposed to like cover. It's supposed to cover up a bit of the holes that's in his waist. And then he's almost done there. Next up, we fold down the arms, and then here's the cool part. Take this piece. Oh, rotate it. Fold this in and just peg it in to reveal hand. Fold, rotate, and fold. And then you close it up like so. And that's it. And here is Hot Rod in his robot mode. And it is pretty good. It's pretty good robot mode. Although it does look like vaguely familiar. And the feet kind of give it away, which is also one of my complaints. But I'll get to that later. First, let me talk about this head sculpt. And that is a very, very nice head sculpt. I mean, he's not the prettiest bot in town, but the head sculpt is at least very accurate to movie Hot Rod. Very nicely done there. Really good. Now, in terms of articulation, his head is on a ball joint. Arms are on ball joint, and it's in an inner hinge so it can go in and out. And then on a ball joint, there is a bend at the elbow. There is no waist because it's connected, but if you separate it... No waist. Thought there was one. Take it back. No waist articulation. Does have a... not a ball joint. Goes in and out, and then has like a soft ratchet going forward and back. So it's like a universal, but the up and down is a ratchet if you can kind of hear it. There is a rotation at the knee, and a bend at the knee, and a little bit of up and down at the foot. And that is his articulation. And it's not bad. Like overall, it's a fairly solid figure. It's got good alt mode, like very accurate alt mode, pretty straightforward transformation, and the robot mode is not bad. It's not half bad. It's not 100% accurate, but not gonna lie, that head sculpt is very nice. Okay, and now to address, I guess, the elephant in the room. If you haven't figured it out yet, this figure, this Hot Rod, is I'm mixing my words here. Hot Rod here is a very extensive retool of the Age of Extinction Deluxe Class Lockdown, which I actually did a review of, and it was one of my earlier reviews. But yeah, Lockdown. And speaking of which, I actually happen to have the figure right here. This is the Age of Extinction Lockdown, which this is a retool of. And as you can see, it's actually a very extensive retool, since they improved a lot of the parts that this thing was very problematic with. I don't hate this mold. The problem is it didn't fit Lockdown, because Lockdown is supposed to be tall and slender, and they made the figure short and stocky. It couldn't be further from what Lockdown was. So when they decided to do the Hot Rod figure, they improved it. As you can see, they made him taller, and they basically changed almost everything. They just, I think, kept a couple of internal mechanics. They kept some internal stuff to have the transformation still happen. But and the other thing they didn't change were the feet, which I wish they would have. I think they left them there because it was part of the transformation. Like for just put them out to the side, for transformation purposes, they left the feet like there because that's how you like sort of connect something to something else. But yeah, that's the other complaint I had, as you can see, this Hot Rod for some reason doesn't have any accessories, no weapons, no nothing, which is kind of a missed opportunity. It's a real shame, because it would have been a good moment to just give him his the weapon he had in the movie, his time bubble gun. Really darn shame. However, thanks to his new arms, which they did replace from the other one, like almost everything, this figure was basically redone from the ground up, but it had the Lockdown figure as a base. And the one things they really kept were his feet and a couple of other little things that I guess carried over, like these bits and some other random stuff. However, since he doesn't come with any of his weapons, if you use your little imagination, if you use a bit of an imagination, and you fold this out, you can give him like a wheel buzzsaw. I know it's a stretch, but hey, it's an option as I could see it. Just with a little imagination, you can say that he just has a buzzsaw weapon since they didn't give him anything, which is a darn shame. But yeah, that's pretty much it. He's just an extensive retool of the Lockdown figure and nothing else. So far, this mold hasn't really been used for anyone else outside of the Lockdown and then the extensive retool that is a Hot Rod. And that's it. So yeah, overall, I like the figure. I like the character of Hot Rod. I always was. Even back when in G1 when nobody really liked them. I liked Hot Rod. I like that original Hot Rod, and I like the movie Hot Rod as well. And that's about it. And not to say something, like I said, I didn't hate this figure. Just wanted to clarify that. I just hated that they made this mold be locked down. That's all I wanted to say. Because this actually, since it made the improvements, made them taller and made them leaner, it works so much better now as Hot Rod. The one thing I would have liked them to change is to make the feet more Hot Rod-esque, not lockdown-esque. And that's about it. And I would have loved if he had some kind of an accessory. But yeah, other than that, it's a solid figure. It's not really common anymore. It's a bit hard to come by, but it is a Walmart exclusive, so you can sort of find it through them. What else can I say? No, that's it. So yeah, this has been my review of the Transformers, the Last Night Deluxe Class Hot Rod, who is a part of the subline Autobots Unite, which is a Walmart exclusive subline. And this is Composite Enerjoe. Composite Enerjoe signing off. Peace out.